So we are discussing about the web services, right? On that part of the web services. Till yesterday, just we designed the UI. So now we have to write the actual retrofit code. So how to write retrofit code, we'll see here. So for the retrofit code here, we need support, like we need Gradle dependencies we required. So that how to get that, I'll show you here now. So from here we will, like yesterday I opened the documentation, right? After this example, I'll explain the document. So first we will see that what dependencies as required. Just I'll copy the dependencies from here and remaining code we will discuss here. So we require total 3 dependencies to get the retrofit. So that we will add in a build.gradle. So build.gradle where we are adding data binding, right? In that, so there is another column called like dependencies. So in the dependencies here now I'm adding the total 3 dependencies. One is the retrofit, other is the JSON converter, and next one is the JSON to JSON converter, like retrofit to JSON converter. So total we required the 3 dependencies. This is a JSON, retrofit, and converter. So total we required 3 dependencies. So with these 3 dependencies, normally like we will implement the code here. So how that we will see here now. So for that we already created a UI, right? So now I jump into this. So UI, we created the UI. Also, we added, that means we collected the data from XML to here. So like what we getting the data, complete data, we added here, right? Now in this, now we have to see first, we have to get that retrofit related code we have to write here. So for that, now first of all, like whatever the data we collected, first that I want to assign to the one JSON object. So where JSON object. So first step has to JSON object. So from the JSON object, now I'll get that, means JSON object data we will get, like we will get from the key comma value pairs. Like first we have to declare the JSON object. So JSON object dot put. So first one could be the key, second one will be the value. So value will get from here. This is the values here we are getting from here. Now I'll assign like this. I'll assign the rest of 2. So this is the email, right? This is the password. So I assigned this. Now this keys. So these keys we will get from the postman. Yesterday we opened the postman, right? So from the postman we will get that data. So just let me open that postman, means whatever the keys which has given in a request. So from there we will get the data. So from the postman, I'm opening this. So this is the new question here. This is the one which we are doing here, right? So username, first one is the username. So that copy this key and paste here. The username is mapped to the name. So keys are case sensitive. Always you can copy paste. So don't type, copy paste better, because case sensitive, and even some spelling mistake happens also, it won't work here, right? Now added means all the data, whatever the data we entered there, that is available now in a JSON format, right? From here now, var retrofit. So I want to create here retrofit, var retrofit equal to, so that is here now retrofit dot. So builder, we are building a retrofit request. So for that dot, so retrofit dot, so base URL. So we have to assign the base URL. So what is base URL? I'll explain you. Then for the base URL, now we have to add converter factory. So add converter factory. So that is JSON converter factory dot create. So JSON converter factory dot create, that we have to create. Finally dot build. So finally dot build we have to create here. That's right. So now whatever the URL, like yesterday in a document I mentioned, so that is the base URL, right? So this complete copy this URL. So in this URL, something up to certain level of URL will be common for everywhere. So till the test, it is the base URL. So that we are treating as a base URL. So that base URL I've added here. This right. So the next step here. So next step here, now we have to create one interface. So to communicate this, we require one interface. So that I'm creating as a retro interface. Retro interface equal here. I create that sample interface of sample interface of. So now here, sorry, not like this. So we have to create within this here. This we have to map with the retrofit. So retrofit dot create. So within this create, now we have to create this sample interface dot, so sorry, colon class dot java like this, right? Now with this name we have to create interface. So here from here now we have to create interface. So that interface will be created within this. Now see here we have only one class. Now here we have to create an interface. Interface is nothing but it is also one class, but it should be created as interface here. Create interface. So separate class. So I have created separate class. So that interface is created here like this. Right. So once that sample interface as created here, now within this sample interface, so this is not required. So this is not required. So simply it will be here. Now here we have to add that. So that is we have to add here now like headers. What are the headers we are using for that? So this headers always it will be common. So I'm writing the headers. So that is content hyphen type. So that is application slash JSON. So this is application slash JSON. This is a common always. And what method it is. So the method we already discussed there. That is this is the post. Now remaining part of the URL we have to paste here. This remaining part of the URL means we have to copy the entire URL. So there till the test we have pasted, right? So from here now this remaining part of the URL I'm pasting here this, right? Now so this is done. Then after that now we have to create one function. So that is a fun. So this we are using to create user, right? Create user. So I'm using this is for create user. So within this, now how we are sending the data in the form of body, like we already added the data into body. That is the JSON object we are added, right? Body. So that is in the form of JSON object, right? So JSON object. So that is JSON object. So JSON object. So in the form of this, we are sending the data. So here now, to get the response, we required one call method here. So that is the call that we have to define retrofit call within this. Now here we have to create one response class. So that is a register response. So this is another class which we have to create this register response. So here question like exception. If any exception will come, this can handle it. Now, right. So with this name, so I'll create here. See here, this be careful here. Now with this name, I'm creating Java class, not Kotlin class. I'm creating the Java class. Then I'll convert that into this. Why? I'll tell you here. Now, first of all, if you want to get this here, first you go to Postman. Here from the Postman, you have to get the success response. So now just add it here. Now I'm run this. I run this. Now I got here success response. Copy this response, and here you can come. Here you can search for JSON to Pojo. So JSON to Pojo. Just you can search JSON to Pojo. So that is a JSON schema to Pojo. This URL I'll share you. So here you can paste that whatever the success response it is come that you can paste. So here JSON to here JSON. JSON to JSON. Just you can select JSON to JSON. Now whatever the response which is generated here, this will be generated in the form of Java. So that's why we created Java class. So now, so I pasted that, whatever I copied that from there completely, I pasted here. So from here now, this This annotations as not required. So this example is also not required. So now this is the class. So this I'll paste imports. Imports required before the class, right? So I added that before the class. Done. So like this, it is created here. So now this is in a Java format. Like if you want to convert this, so just you can select all, Control A. So Control Shift Alt K. So Control Shift Alt K. It will convert your code into Kotlin. So Control Shift Alt K. See, this is converted into Kotlin. But here maybe we can seal that. Okay, this is small code. Instead of doing that process, this process directly we can write. Right, directly we can write also. But here what happens? This is a small. But whenever we have the response more, like another example, I'll show you. When more response will come, so whatever the process I use, that will be better. So that we have to do normally that, right? So that is done here, right? Now once it is done, here two classes will be created. So I'll back to this main activity, right? Interface. After this interface, now here, now I have to create, like this is we are using for the register call, right? So register call. So register call. So that is like I'm creating the register call. So to get otherwise no need of this, directly we'll create like var register response. So like register response. So because this data, whatever the data is there in above, that is in the JSON format, so that we have to convert into JSON. So that's the reason we added their JSON parser, right? So that is here. So dot. So that is here parse. So we are parsing the data. What data we are parsing? Above JSON dot. So dot to string. So that is outside of that, we'll define that as JSON object, right? So we have to convert that into JSON object format. Then once it is converted JSON object, now here call. So that is a reg response, the register response. So that is a register response equal to whatever we created this retro interface, right? Interface dot. So this is a create user. So create user we created here in interface. This is the method we are calling there, create user. So within this, now what we have to define, this we have to pass into this, right? So then finally last step, so that is the register response dot enqueue method. So this we call here as a enqueue method. So we are calling with enqueue method. So that is object. So colon. So that is retrofit 2 dot callback. So from the retrofit callback. So here, what is the register response method? That is a register response, right? So that register response, here we are getting that register response. So here we are getting this. Here. So now this has two methods. One is the on response, means on success, that is, and next one is the on failure. So where that in case if it is any failure happens, that will comes here automatically. If any success, that will comes here. So failure case we'll handle here like directly. Just I'll write the toast. So toast dot make text. So here this at the rate main activity comma. So here whatever the exception will come from that throws from T. So the T will display here. Then toast dot length long. So dot show done. So then here now I want to handle the success response here. But success response here we are getting two scenarios. Like here, see, already we seen that it is the register key comma value paste. So key comma value paste, key status success, where based on a status success, we have to write here this. So for that now here I created var res equal to. So from this response, so from here this response, whatever this response is getting, so that response dot body dot. So from the response body, so what we are getting status. So based on the status, I want to update. So from there, I'm getting the status. Right now, I'm writing if status. Sorry, if res is res equal to, so I'm comparing this equal to success. If it is success, then this loop will continue, else some other loop will continue. Like this means maybe if it will be failure, like see now if I submit again, here we'll get a fail response, failed. So then second case will execute here now. So for this now, here now I want to capture one other message, that is here. So where response one equal to response dot body dot, instead of this, now I want to get the response from the key. So this is the response. Now I'll show that in a toast. So toast dot make text. This at the rate main activity, comma. So from here now, so whatever the message it is coming, so that directly res1, comma, toast dot length long, so dot show. Right. Then in case if it is like this, here we'll get, means else case also we'll get here like this. Right now the completed it is done. But finally here, when we are dealing with an web services, so we have to add one permission in manifest file. So that is open manifest file. In the manifest file you have to add users permission, so that is internet permission. So we have to use the internet permission. So here we have to add internet permission, so that we have to add. But when we added here internet permission here, so that is so we have to add internet permission. So that's enough. I think that's it will work. Multi-path. So it will work. It will work. Okay. Now, just a minute. I'm connecting the mobile. We will run this. Yeah. So just I have connected the mobile. So I'm running this. Meanwhile, I'll open the visor. Say it is launching. Now, from here we will register. So I'll add your name, Sandhya. Sandhya34 something added at gmail.com. It added here 1234 is the password. Right. Now I'm clicking this. So I'm clicking on this. See here, register email exist. So this email already exists, I think. Maybe some people. So in both cases, it is showing email exist. Why we did any mistake here? Equal to success. We will write this. Maybe sometimes a string may not read like that format. So we will run this again. Okay. I'm entering at gmail.com. Okay. So now I'm clicking this button. See, you are registered successfully. Now I'm clicking this, email already exists. So like this, the registration process will be happens here. So simple steps. So first of all, like just I'll brief again about this. First step. So we added here total 3 dependencies we added here. After that, we came back here. Now here we added first step, whatever the data which we are getting that we added into JSON format, JSON object. For the JSON object, keys will map from the uh, postman. Then we created retrofit here. So base URL we added. So base URL from the retro postman we added. Then we added interface. So we create interface. Here we added the headers, post and remaining URL. And we created one method and call register. From here we created the register response. So this based on success message. Here within this, now we created that as a JSON response. So that we copied back to here, and that will be in a Java class. So that's why we converted by using the keys called. First we are selecting the entire class, then control shift alt k. So with that, the Java class will be converted into Kotlin, right? Then after that we'll come back here, and we created here like means whatever the data, it is available in the JSON format, but it required JSON format. So whatever this JSON object is there, that we converted into the JSON object. Then after that, here we created interface with reference of the interface, whatever the method we called, that we passed into this method data. Then we created enqueue method. So enqueue method is a final. So this is the, it will where it indicates like it has a success and failure message, both it can handle. So success, failure, both it can be handled here. Now based on the response, here we added success. So we added here this key, and whenever it is fail, it will get here error this. And finally, here we added the permission, that is the internet permission we added here. So this is the process normally like registration. So similar way login also we can do, but this is the entire process will be happens here this, right? So then in this now, see, once it will be the registration has success, now I want to move on to the login page. And in the login page, so we will add the login API as well. So for that, I'm using the concept called intent. This intent already we discussed. So by using this, now I have to navigate to this login page. From there, we have to do here. So now main activity. So from here, now we will go back to this login class.java. So then start activity of intent, right? So now with this name, we will create activity here. So now I'm creating an activity here. So activity, that is MTV's activity. So login. So click on finish. Now you created this activity here like this. Right. So now within this, now we have to create this. So for that, just I'll copy the code from here. So means in a simple way, I'll show you. So this is the login page, right? So I copied the code here. First of all, this is not a main activity here. We have to change that to login. And here, so that I'll change login. So for that login, username is not required. So we will remove that one. We'll remove that. Right. So this instead of that, instead of this is the register email, will change as a login email. Right here, register password, instead of that will change as a login password, right? So text submit button. So this is the login submit, that like this I have created here. So this text I'll change as a login, right? So why? Because see here, if you can see in a postman, so there will be a login response, login request. So login request, it has two parameters. One is the username and password. So both, only both we have. That's why. So now this UI is ready. So now from here you can copy almost all the things. Like I'll copy this entire thing. Just will modify in a simple way. Means once one code is ready, so this we can do easily, and that's why I'm showing the. So login KT here now. I pasted the entire code here. Right. So first of all, here we have to declare the binding. So where binding equal to activity login binding. So equal to null. So that is binding equal to. So that is a data binding util dot data binding util dot set content. Here now I'll write this dot. Right. Now here this is the login but submit login submit. So this is not required, right? This is not required, so I'm removing that. So this is the login email. So login password. So this is not required. So but what are the keys? So first one username and second one is the password. So this is the username. So where username will be, this is email, this is password, right? So now this is done. So for this also the base URL is common. So after that base URL, so now that next URL will be is different. So this is the base URL. Now in this also the interface is common. So now we can go back to this interface. So here this is the URL. So for this also the same method, you can copy this entire thing. Here you can paste. So first we'll change this URL. So register response, I changed as a login response. So this is common here. Instead of create user, now we will add as a login user. So I want the login user. So here this is the login response. So the login response, right? So with this login response, again we have to create one Java class. So I'm creating the Java class. So Java class will be created here. So you can submit the register this response. So copy this, go back to Pojo. So here now, copy here, paste. So JSON to JSON. So preview, click on preview, copy this, and here, paste here. So these two will be before the, these two will be before that, before the class name. So from here to here, it is not required, right? Now this will be in Java. So again, Alt Shift Control K, we converting into this JSON format, done. Then back to list login KT. Right here, this is the, instead of register response, I'll make it as a login response. So here also, I'll make the same login response. Right, so here this will be login response, and class here, this is the login response, and this is not a create user, it is the login user, right? Now, so this is the login response. Here this is the where we are getting this from login response class. So that we have to add here. So here also where register response is there, I'm replacing that with the login response. So always it will be login response, right? So rest of the other is the common here. This is the login. This is the login. Like we will remove this and means we'll comment this. We'll add later one more activity. So this is the login. Right here. This is the login. So already we added the internet permission. So this time, no need to add any internet permission. Now I'm running this. We will see this output now. We'll register with one mail ID and we'll log in with the same mail ID. So Raj 56789 67890 at gmail.com. So here 1234 is the password. Right now I'm registering here. Better we can copy this. So register once, if in case if it is registered successful, this mail ID says exist. Email exist. What happened? This email exist. HYD 123 at the rate hyd.com. Something I created like this. HYD123 at the rate hyd.com. So now, why again it email exists? Okay, sorry. One more thing here. Now we have to change here one thing. This is the login response we changed here. Login response we changed. Login response we changed all. But what happens here now? In case if I remove this, we will see now what happens. See, it went to the next page, login success. Now we'll log in with this mail ID, already registered mail ID, right? XYZ at the rate gmail.com. So 1234 is the password. See here. Oh, sorry. XYZ at gmail.com. So now I'm clicking. And we're getting this login successfully. Means it is working here now. Like this. So tomorrow what we will do? Normally, like first, normally the login page will come first. Then after that, registration page will come later. And like that, right? Some flow will be there. So that we will see, and how to manage the session management. So that we have to do. That we will check this. So still this you can practice, that we will see.